Ever struggled to write your SOP for Canada study visa, or you feel like the one you've written is not good enough and you're doubting, or you've just checked so many resources online and you're confused about the best way to write your SOP? This video is going to give you the clarity you need to put together an SOP that will get your visa approved. So we're basically analyzing the SOP of a client that was refused visa. So we'll see what she did wrong, and in subsequent videos we'll give you the framework that we use to write SOPs that get visa approved, and also review SOPs of applicants whose visa got approved. And in this video you would also learn how to turn your refusal into an approval simply by structuring your SOP correctly. Yes, so here are 10 SOP weaknesses we're going to analyze in this video. We'll look at the opening paragraph, academic background, professional career, purpose of study, the why Canada section, funding section, home ties section, the tone. Yes, the tone you use in writing is also very important. Academic level justification and how the visa officer would have seen the SOP. So these are components of a good SOP that you should emulate. You need to have an opening paragraph where you introduce yourself, then you talk about your academic background, why the course you are trying to study, why Canada, why not your home country, the career benefits or the career progression that course would offer. So it's a very interesting process once you get to understand it. So our opening paragraph, she started with my passion for excellence and drive to acquire knowledge of international standards. So can you see what this statement does? It just sounds so generic and it doesn't have the depth or the context that shows personalization for the process. That is, each person's journey is unique to the person, and you should express that in a unique way that shows that you truly want to come and study and you truly want to grow yourself. So what's wrong with this paragraph now? So it sounds motivational, but it does not establish a clear professional gap. Because when you're coming to study, you want to gain more information, you want to fill a gap, you want to become better at a field, and that is what your SOP must also depict. So you are not writing a motivational letter. These days with lower caps and tighter assessments, one needs to put in more effort into preparing a very good study visa application. So the paragraph doesn't show professional gap, no problem. It doesn't talk about a problem that needs solving and why the program she has chosen to study is necessary now. So you're writing your opening paragraph, you should start with your current role, the specific limitations you faced, exact skills that you are missing, and why you require that advancement. And do you understand? If you look at it, the things to do on the green side are far superior than what she did wrong. It even makes more sense to you. You feel more confident and you know that you know what you are doing when you start with your current role. You state the specific limitations you are facing there, the exact skills that you are missing, because when you come to study you want to learn how to solve problems better, with the aim that when you come back to your home country you'll be able to impact more meaningfully. Do you understand? So a better opening for her would have been, in my current role as a community intervention officer, I am responsible for, however, I lack formal training in which limits. If you look at this now, it shows more professionalism and clarity. It's also mentally stimulating. Anybody that reads this will see you as someone that knows what they are doing, rather than saying my passion for excellence and drive. That's vague, that's generic. Can you now see the difference and how important your wording, the wording of your SOP has to be. And if you want us to handle it for you, our contact details will be in the description. But what you are going to get from this video, you'll be well on your way to writing an SOP that will get your visa approved. So visa officers, they are assessing logic and risk, not just passion. Anybody can be passionate, but the way you present your passion is what determines whether your visa will be approved. So the second one, our academic background section. So what was wrong? So the way she wrote it was like repeating her CV. So there is no bridge connecting. So she studied philosophy. She has worked as a data analyst. She currently works as a community intervention officer, and now she's looking forward to a diploma. You need to fill in the gaps for this visa officer, so they will understand what exactly you are trying to say, and they would respect you and see that you know what you are coming to do and that you contribute meaningfully to their country. Not just leaving them to fill in the gaps. They see lots of application. Yours needs to stand out. But look at now, if she had built an explicit bridge, so saying that my degree in philosophy strengthened my analytical and ethical reasoning skills. My role as a data analyst exposed me to social health challenges. However, I lack formal applied training in counseling frameworks. Can you now see the difference, the professionalism that this one portrays, the expertise that it shows? Do you get it? So the main thing is connecting it. How does your academic background connect and build into what you want to come and study, and also positions you for career growth? So every academic step must connect to the next with clear reason. Academic, professional, they have to connect, so it makes sense. Do you understand? And I'm sure as you are reading, as you are listening to what we're sharing, you can see the difference. So make sure that you are not on the red side and you're on the green side. So career and purpose sections. So for our professional career, these were the things that were missing. She didn't state quantifiable achievements. There was no salary growth. There was no promotion trajectory. No clear future role upon return. So these are things that you should include in your SOP to give it more context and credibility. You talk about the achievements you've made, how you've grown through your career. Do you get it? And possible pathways for you to grow into after coming to Canada to study. Do you understand? Or still working your normal job. Do you get it? And you need a clear future role upon it. So now you've gone to study. When you come back, what will be the next best role for you? So these are things to include. It just makes you a better candidate, one that has planned well and one that knows what they are doing. For our purpose of study, she said this program will significantly accelerate my career growth. Now if you look at this also, it's also not clear enough. It's just there, it's just vague. So it's too broad. There's no technical specificity. Do you get it? And what they are expecting is that you look at the exact modules in that course that would accelerate your career growth. You add that into your purpose of study. The practicum hours, why Nigeria can't offer the same, because if you are coming to study a program that you can already do in Nigeria, it raises concerns. Do you get it? You have to talk about your purpose of study from the perspective of someone that understands the program that they are studying. They've gone through the details, they've seen the courses there and how it is going to help them be better. Do you understand? So the fix for career and purpose sections for these clients, and also for you to learn from, is that for your career, you add your years of service, your salary progression, employer guarantee letter, promotion. So all these things are things that you can also use as home ties and things to show that you have been working and progressing in your work, in your career. Do you get it? So the purpose of this now is, you mentioned specific mode. So when you are talking about the purpose, under the purpose of study now, like why this course, why Canada, you mentioned specific modules in that course. The internship, the practicum hours, the frameworks, things that show that you know this program and you know how it is going to benefit you, rather than just being broad and saying this program will significantly accelerate my career growth. How would it do that? So you need to talk about it. So the why Canada section. So this is very important. Saying something like Canada is a developed country with state of the art infrastructure. Now look at it. It sounds like something you can pick from Google. And who knows, a lot of other applicants might have also added this to their SOP, and the visa officer would have seen it countless times and just knows that this is not it. So it sounds like something is taken from Google, and visa officers would ignore it immediately. It makes your application look generic, and when it's looking generic, it often comes with lower credibility. So you need to replace this generic statement with specific. So if you know you've added things like that in your SOP, now is the time to change it. You need to talk about why the school's curriculum, like what, I've mentioned this. Go into details about the program, show that you know it and how it's going to help you. So for programs that have experimental learning models, talk about it. Do you understand that it might be the experimental learning models that got you interested? I'll talk about how it's going to make you better. How it is different from Nigerian systems. So that it's not as though you are studying a course, coming to study a course that you can easily study in Nigeria. Do you understand? So specificity builds credibility. So you remove all countries. So you don't try and flatter them thinking they know their country is good. They know it's a state of the art. They don't need you telling them that. Do you get it? They need to see the specifics. They need to see purpose and credibility in your application, rather than trying to flatter them into approving your study visa. Now for the funding section, which is also the proof of funds, which is a very important section that a lot of people get wrong, either by miscalculating the total amount that they need, or not showing enough funds, or not explaining their source of funds properly. A lot can go wrong there. So the GCMS note said multiple unexplained deposits. Multiple unexplained deposits. And if you've been refused before, you might have come across this in your GCMS notes. So it goes beyond just saying, oh, I sold property. Oh, this is my father's property, or these are gifts, this is a spouse contributions. And when you have too many sources, it makes it complicated, and that's one of the bottlenecks of dealing with higher funds or higher financial requirements, because now you might want to show that this fund came from multiple sources, which imposes more demand, more risk. So try to keep it as simple as possible. If you want to say, oh, what you've been earning, your savings, and maybe the sale of a property or a gift or a sponsor, the simpler it is, the easier it is for you to explain without mixing things up or having so many inconsistencies. And the earlier you start, the more time you have to explain and go over your application to ensure that everything is perfect and it's aligned. So you can't be rushing and you now have multiple sources of funding. How do you want to properly explain them? And who knows if there is a blind spot that you are missing? So if you need help, reach out to us. So the best way to fix this is use fewer, stronger sources. It's quality over quantity. You don't need to use so many sources of proof of funds. The simpler it is for you, the simpler it is for you to explain and for the visa officer to understand. You have a clear deposit timeline, meaning all your transactions are clear. Do you understand? If you are doing lump sum deposits, make sure that everything is clear and you can easily prove it. So if you sold something, attach your documents to back it up. So we also have another video on the channel where we go in depth into our CATS framework for ensuring that you don't get refused for proof of funds. Ensure you check it out. So if you are using a sponsor, you must show their proof of income. Do you get it? So we also go into details for that in other videos. And it's best to have 6 to 4 months consistent issue. So it's not just that, oh, a month to your application, let's say you've been getting 100k, 200k every month, you suddenly get 20, 25, or even 50 million naira. It becomes questionable. So these are things to look out for. Now, home ties and tone problem. So your home ties do not have to be too emotional. You can't be saying, oh, because of your children, you'll be missing your children, you'll be missing your parents, the volunteering you used to do in church, emotional. So these things, if it's, a lot of people can easily use the emotional aspect, and they've seen it a lot of times. So you need to do something unique. Do you understand? Emotional language does not reduce immigration risk perception. So they want to be sure that you are not going to become a burden. You will not impose a risk on their system. And the best way to do this is to lead with economic ties, to show that, oh, you've gotten a study leave approval from your workplace, meaning that after studying you come back, you work, you have guaranteed jobs waiting for you, you have assets, your salary continues, you have properties, you have businesses, you have better opportunities waiting for you. Do you understand? And the tone of your SOPT is also very important. In her SOP, she was saying too much of I'm extremely eager, I cannot wait to reunite, feeling of self. So you don't want to sound too emotional. You want to sound professional and strategic. If you are going the emotional route, they've seen it lots of time, and they are not really looking for emotional people. If you look at their immigration policies now, they are looking for professionals, people that have skills to contribute, people that are coming to study in-demand courses, so they work in in-demand fields. So a lot of these things are not about emotions, they're about strategic positioning, value proposition. Do you understand? They want to be sure that you would contribute meaningfully. That's why you can't just study anyhow course. You study courses in their in-demand fields because they know you'll be able to get jobs in their in-demand sectors and contribute, while you also get the best out of life too from their infrastructure. So your SOP should read like a structured legal submission, not you trying to write a love letter to the visa officer, trying to be too emotional or too. You need to be professional, show that you have value to offer, show that you coming there would make your life better. Now, qualification and the officer's perception of her entire application. So she has a degree with 15 years of experience and she's applying for a diploma without strongly justifying that step down. So career progression does not always mean, oh, you have a BSc, you go for a master's, a PhD. It's all about how whatever you are coming to study would make your life better, would grow your career. Once you can prove that beyond doubt, you are good to go. Now, so looking at the application now, because this analysis was taken from a client's SOP, and we've tried to compress and make it as simple as possible. And it's for you to pick the lessons there and see the things that went wrong or things that you can do better to get a visa approved. So the visa officer likely thought that, oh, this is a mature applicant, she's studying a less, she's stepping down on her credentials, her funding sources are complex, too many sources that make it harder to explain, and a generic SOP, I'm extremely eager, Canada is a, how did she put it, you're just trying to flatter the visa officer about their country. And there was no, our home ties were not strong enough. So when they looked at the application, they felt, oh, this is a high risk client. So talk like someone that has value to offer, someone that is coming to learn and to grow, rather than someone that is being emotional about the process. Do you get it? Yes, so this is the final teaching point now. So nothing in her case was fatal. It was more of the way she presented it. Her SOP didn't have enough precision. The structure wasn't good enough. Her finances too were not clear. Too many They would say too many cooks spoil the broth. So the simpler you keep it, the more effective it is to explain and for it to be understood. Do you get it? It also lacked the economic anchoring. You can, in terms of the home ties and the prospects for growth, rather than saying using emotions to serve as a home ties, you show real career prospects for you coming back. You show that you're already established, you have assets. So we also have another video coming up on assets and how they serve as home ties. And she also did not explain her choice of study, the program that she came to study. She didn't explain it clearly, which also raised more concern. So that's the difference between writing a nice story, you're just trying to tell a story, and being approved. So it's not just about stories, about, I've said it many times, value proposition, how you are going to grow, how your application shows that you know what you are doing, you contribute meaningfully to their growth, and you would also get value from staying in their country. So if you want us to review your SOP to give you a detailed breakdown of things you are doing well, things you are doing wrong, and the best way to write your SOP to get your visa approved, reach out to us so you don't make costly mistakes, because visa refusals are very costly, and you can save yourself by simply writing a very good SOP. So if you are ready to get started, our WhatsApp number is on the screen, and you can also find it in the description. So if you found this video valuable, kindly like, share, and subscribe so that you keep getting more of this. So thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in our next video.